last question, second, just on like Osiris. What? Because we know Tahuti was the bringer of knowledge, alchemy, the keeper of time and records. When it comes to Osiris or Osiris, what did he do that was so great? What was he most known for?
Right. So again, you're dealing with rulership and beings that it's like if you were to look at this planet today and you say you had different rulers. In our country, we call them prime ministers. In America, you might
Yeah.
say presidents, and you have different prime ministers. You might be like, what was, say, Tony Blair remembered for? What did he do? But they will have a legacy
Yeah.
of what they did and built. We have this book here called The Science of the Pyramid, and this one called Ancient Egypt and the Pharaohs, right? Which I'm gonna, and in here, it actually talks about the different pharaohs and what they did, and Osiris was obviously a great ruler at a particular time, and
Yeah.
this ancient Egypt and the pharaohs gives you so much history about the different pharaohs, and even talks about beings like Zoza or Zauza, and but all of them, because even when you say Tahuti or Cyrus, you're
Yeah.
dealing with the family that were ruling. That's what we call royalty in ancient Egypt. Family is what people have now modeled everything around in terms of, as you say, as I said before, the whole story of religious books is coming from that family.
Yeah.
So he just was a ruler that was fair. He did a lot of great things. I'm just trying to see if I can find anything in Khufu in the ancient Egypt and the pharaohs. There's information here about Khufu.
Do you guys have that? Do you have that book available at the store?
Not at the moment, but we are going to be restocking a lot of books that are not in
Okay.
circulation at the moment. I'm just trying to see. I'm trying to find. There you go. But the whole story of Osiris, and it's mainly related to how the reason he's so significant or prominent is because, as I said, that's the royal family in ancient Egypt, and how that became page 61 of ancient Egypt and the Pharaohs. Thank you. So my brother's just told me where I can find it, page 61. This new technology we're trying out, hopefully, is you guys are able to follow along. I'm on page 61.
Just do the first paragraph, and it talks about people worshipped Osiris.
Oh, there you go, I found it. So in the first paragraph on page 61 of ancient Egypt and the Pharaohs is saying, religion of ancient Egypt. Religion appeared in every part of life in ancient Egypt. The Egyptians believed that the deities and the female deities took part in every human activity from birth to death. For the Egyptians, the good life depended on obeying the commands of the deities by wearing good luck amulets and giving offerings to the deities. The Egyptians hoped for a happy life after a person died. The deities would judge how well the person had obeyed their directions. The Egyptians knew that Pharaoh was a deity who could keep the country prosperous by her great powers. In the earliest period, the Egyptians worshipped and respected the forces of nature, such as the wind and water. As towns grew, each adopted its own special deity. In one part of the delta, the people worshipped Horus, the deity of heaven and sky. In another district, people worshipped Osiris, the deity of vegetation. That's why he's depicted as green, because that deals with vegetation and health and stuff. Who later became the deity of the dead. Later on, the worship of Ra became the nation's first religion. The deity Amun was also worshipped. Animals were also believed to serve deities in a special way, such as the ram, the baboon, the bull, the cat, crocodile, and jackal. The Apis bull was treated like a deity, kept in the luxurious part of the temple, fed the best food, and begged like a pharaoh when it died. But again, like I said, depending on what period in Egypt, because you had the different dynasties, and some of the stories were just relayed in a way that, like I said, without knowing the build behind them, or the what it's actually really talking about, you needed to be initiated. And this is why
Yeah.
till this day we have something called the ancient Egyptian order, where you get the secrets of things like that's not shared to any and anyone, you see.
Got you.
But and
All right.
Once it's available, we'll let everyone know. That's why we keep saying to everybody, stay close, stay in tune, stay in the Telegram group. So when new scrolls and new things are available, you'll be the first to know. And of course, stay tuned to OSM Vision.
I'm definitely need to make my way to the store to grab a couple books, man, within the next few weeks.
There's another little piece in the Science of Pyramids, page 91, that let me just quickly share that before you go.
Thank you.
So the Eastern stars of Freemasonry also goes back to Egypt and the worship of the female deity Aset, who Aset is what we call, who they're calling Isis. The female is the Eastern star because Isis, the wife of Osiris, had to travel eastward to find Osiris's body. This is what you were talking about. After his brother Seth had killed him, Osiris had to be resurrected for revenge through his son, Horus, who was called the Horizon. That's what I was mentioning before. So the Horizon had to be revenged. Osiris wanted revenge on his brother Seth. That's what the sun must do. Referred to, if you read the Holy Tablets, chapter 5, El Ghana, the Enclosed Garden, the Four Rivers, tablet 2, verses 121 to 122. The sun must set, and set only manifest in the darkness, where Horus manifests in the light, because Isis had to seek out Osiris to conceive. However, Osiris was dead, so she had what they call an immaculate conception. She gave birth when Osiris was dead. If a man is dead, the semen is dead. If the semen is dead, there is no life, unless there is some type of divine intervention, right? So it goes on to explaining how that divine, that's what I'm saying, they won't give you the full secrets of how that was then carried out to bring about Horus. But that whole story is where you get that whole Immaculate Conception and the Virgin Mary and all that kind of stuff from. All right.